Hello and welcome back to Crew 42's coverage of the 2024 Blackjack Open, our first event of the season. We're so excited to be out here at Paint Creek for the final round and our MPO lead card coverage of this event. My name is Zachary and I'm with Brian Papa Wilfrali on the commentator's mic. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Stoked to be here. Remember to hit subscribe.
Absolutely. Hit that notification bell. Find out whenever we have new coverage on the release. And taking a look right now at our first half of the round, through the first 10, Nick Gill at neg 10, Jeremiah at neg 11, Sam Smigiel at neg 9, James at neg 8, and we saw from the standings things have tightened up quickly. A couple guys from the chase card have gotten themselves in a tie with first through this number of holes, and a couple other people are in the hunt now. So we're really going to need to see some fire throws here from our guys if they want to keep the lead. Starting off with hole 11, hole 11, par 3, 243 feet. Lots of plinkos in the early stages. You want to throw something on hyzer, a putter, on that hyzer line, try to push through them and give yourself a putt here. Sam is going to lead us off here. Stand still from him. I like this. It's a little downhill, so he doesn't need too much power.
Yeah, he knows what to do. He did it right. I love that play.
Really simple and smooth. Nicely executed. Nick Gill's going to go back to that magnet, try to follow that line.
Oh, just a little inside.
Needed to miss just a few more plinkos in order to get to that circle one look. Jeremiah now. One step throw. It's going to get caught early as well. It's going to be left. Luckily, it's not too rough on the sides here that what Jeremiah pushed past, so he should hopefully see the basket, be able to get up and down from that position.
Yeah, James went a little lower than everybody else, but it looked like it worked out.
Yep, little circle two look. Didn't get the ground action I think he wanted. The ground's a little patchier, so not as good. Jeremiah kicked, stays in circle though. Probably 20, 25 feet for his three look. Too far left for Nick on his birdie look. Now we're over to James.
Let's go. That's a great way to start the bag 9 or 10 or 11.
However, the second half, whatever we got, it does feel weird whenever you're doing coverage and commentating on a course that isn't 18. It's hard to remember to switch to that. Nick gets his par though. Jeremiah with his par look. He is such a quick putter. Sometimes when I was filming him, it felt like he didn't even think about it. He knew it was going to be automatic from inside 20. Just walked up and tapped it in. Made me a little nervous, but he's pretty comfortable with that routine, I guess. It's going to move us over now to hole 12, 230 feet, and even though it's pretty short, it has some teeth to it. A couple early trees that you need to avoid. Then you have two gaps you can throw through on the right or left. Just get something to move over in the direction of the basket. Very similar flight paths to hole 9, but a little tighter trees or skinnier trees in the way here.
Yeah, 12 played harder than 11, actually, so even though it's shorter.
That I do believe. It's got lots of teeth to it. Sam's going to leave this one high. And, oh, dang, almost gets through it all. James here now probably going with that center gap. I think, oh, I lied. He's going to take the right gap, whether he meant to or not.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that tree was great or neutral, but he has got himself another circle's edge look. Hopefully he can keep the putter hot. Oh, no.
Boom, boom.
That is a disaster area. You're talking about bogey or worse, potentially. This is a tough scramble hole.
Here we go. Sneaky, all the way down.
Apparently that right side is a little more forgiving for our card here as we see James and Jeremiah able to sneak through. And Nick is in a horrible spot here, thinking roller.
Listen, he got to where he can see the bucket at least.
Correct. Circle 2, I didn't think he could even accomplish that. It was so tight. He's going to have this for his birdie, or for his par save.
Okay. All right.
No,
Little determination in that putt.
yeah, no doubt you can see it. A little head shake at the camera. That was a little worse than it needed to be for his nerves, but he's got the par and he's going to stay clean on the back half so far.
There we go.
I think he's feeling it now. Now in the second half, hopefully he can keep that momentum going. Sam from about 50 feet or so.
Yes, let's go.
It's just a putting clinic from our card right now. Jeremiah, the closest of the group, still left to putt from 25.
There you go. Look at it. Harder hole, and 3 out of 4 of them get it.
It's a joy to have Jeremiah on the card, and we're going to move to another short hole, but man, is it tight and lots of plinko to mess you up if you're not careful. You want to throw either a forehand that's going to glide into this kind of tight tunnel area, hopefully land short, because downhill it's very easy to sail if you miss everything, or maybe a backhand holding the Anheuser angle long enough, trying to, again, not sail the basket if you can stay clean. Sam's going to stay on top of that hill, probably 60 feet or so. Very common miss. Just hitting something, landing short.
Keep going. Ooh.
Very similar spot to Sam there. They're going to be right next to each other. Jeremiah going a little higher and stays clean, but he's deep of the basket. He's going to have a outside circle look for his birdie.
Right, another hole where we saw lots of forehands and one backhand.
That is not good. This is Nick thought he saw a gap on the right side. He said he's going to go for it.
Okay. That's going to settle nicely.
I still don't see the gap he saw, but it worked. He's in circle. He's got himself a par save opportunity. Sam from circle 2 now. Just a little high.
All right, gotta settle. Gotta settle. Gotta settle. Okay.
Gonna have a circle's edge putt for his par. James has made a couple putts here. Can he stay hot from circle 2?
Oh, good settle.
Very close. The downhill got him a little bit. A little too high. Leaves us with Jeremiah with the last chance for a birdie look.
Yo, I love that putt right there. Also, he hit his hand on the branch during his like warm up or his, whatever his routine is. Didn't even have to worry about it. Just kept moving through. That shows great concentration.
Sam just a little too short from a very similar area. And that's a big putt too, because Jeremiah's going to take a 3-stroke lead over Nick. Sam's is taking a bogey here. It's a 2-stroke swing for him, so he's going to have 3 strokes on Sam as well. And Jeremiah in prime position here to kind of go away with this and kind of separate himself from the field as we move into hole 14. Probably, I would guess, is one of the easiest hole in the course. It's uphill, very short, 158. Just take your putter or forehand, maybe fairways. Just drive it into the hill, keep it close to the basket, tap in your birdie.
Well, Zach, you were definitely correct when you said it was the easiest hole. So good job on that. We had 70 people roughly play this hole. And you want to take a guess on how many birdied?
Well, if you're saying it's the easiest, I'm going to guess over half, but...
Over half is correct.
All right, cool.
44 out of 70.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a very high number.
Jeremiah cleanly up the hill, and this is why it plays as easy as it does. You see James there did not hit his gap, didn't throw it at the basket. Early left, kind of maybe even a slight misrelease, and still gets himself in a circle because there just isn't a lot in the way.
Got lots of air. Settle. There we go.
It's going to be just off to the right a little bit there. The hardest part about this hole actually is the tee pad itself. It's quite a bit uphill, like incline wise, and that can mess some people up. But looks like our lead card is having no problem with that, while Sam's giving it basket height run energy, but a little wide left. He's gonna have a birdie look.
There's one.
Through the gap. He's had a couple gaps this round, hasn't he, Brian?
Yeah, he lines up. He's pretty comfortable from the straddle, so he gets that full view. A couple feet either way helps him out.
Long legs are an awesome thing in disc golf. Just ask Andrew Marweed. Jeremiah taps in his birdie. No fault, no problem for him. Sam with a little uphill here. He's got the wide straddle for his position.
Yeah, nice and fluid.
It looks like we're going to walk away with our star frame here on hole 14, which is to be expected. As we mentioned, easiest hole in the course, over half the field with the birdies. You said 44, right, Brian?
Yes, sir.
And this, they are not losing strokes on the field here, and that's going to move us into hole 15, which maybe is the most dangerous hole of the tournament. Big numbers possible, as you can see here. Maybe a 6-foot gap for the entire length of the hole here. The walkthrough you have here is the intended gap, and you just need to get as close as possible. 5, 6, 7s are possible if you hit real early.
Yeah, we went from the easiest hole in the course to the second hardest hole in the course, so that's always fun.
Okay, most of the way through, Jeremiah will have a birdie look, circle's edge. Hopefully he's got a clean lane at the basket. James is hoping for a drive like that. That feels very dream drivey to like get through that much. Not quite through as much. He's going to be short, but far enough forward where he will be able to see the basket. Probably just a jump putt under the basket for a par. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Plinko and
Okay.
circle. let's run that one back real quick. There was a lot going on here. Nick is hitting a very early tree here with a soft kiss. It's going to hyzer or kind of push to the other side of the fairway, hit another tree.
Oh my goodness.
Come back the other direction, hit another tree, scoot down to the ground, hit the base of another tree, and scoot one couple feet closer to the basket and give himself a birdie look. That's just crazy amounts of luck.
There's an old school game called Jingles that he just won. For you old Frisbee heads. Good job, mate.
Sam, not able to get through the gap, gets knocked down early. It's going to leave him with this kind of patent pending hole throw here to try to get to the basket.
Oh.
Could tell just wasn't going to come out of his hand cleanly when he pulled it back, and he's going to now try to jump putt himself into the circle here, hopefully.
Yeah, he had the worst words in disc golf. You're still away.
Oh, you are not wrong about that. So he's going to be close for his 4. James now looking to go maybe forehand approach to try to get a par look. Yeah, I think that's a good tree, honestly. I think he was probably sailing to circle's edge or deeper if he didn't hit something, so he'll have a 15, 20-footer. Jeremiah to carry the momentum 4 in a row.
Oh, that played tricks on me. I thought that was in.
Didn't quite sneak the way in he wanted. It's going to end the birdie train, and Nick is somehow walking away with a birdie on this hole, and just can't believe that he has.
Yeah, Jeremiah just ends his birdie train, and Nick says, let me start a tiny one. I'm at 2.
Yeah, he's excited. You can see that's a momentum swing. He's feeling it. That gets him within 2. We have about 6 holes left to play here, which means, and still, anything can happen. A lot of these holes have a lot of Plinko-esque elements to it. So a couple bad kicks here and there, a missed putt there, and anything can happen. Sam taps in his bogey, and that's gonna. Oh, Jeremiah's got to still tap in his par. Excuse me. Does so nicely.
He's got a bag in his hand. He's got a bag on his back. He's like, this is nonchalant.
He's got so many discs. I didn't know what was in that bag until right around this point of the round. He had more discs. I couldn't believe it. But he's using them well. He's leading right now. Hole 16. He's going to try to keep getting these birdies. 294. I think the forehand plays a little better into attacking the basket's position, but you'll see a lot of backhand putters or mid-range throws as well.
Nick's got the magnet. Yeah. He's got it turned on, too.
Yep, flies a little deep past the basket. Circle 2, or at least circle's edge or so for his putt. A little downhill. Jeremiah's going to go with the forehand with that fly die.
Yes.
Very similar result. A little closer than Nick, though, so he'll be in circle. Forehand. Oh, get off away from that edge. It's not going to. Sam also going with the forehand. This looks good. Good line.
Like it.
Ooh. Tree 9.
Pine cone ground play, maybe?
Oh, no. Yeah, tree 9 gets the push back a little bit. He's going to have a long look for his birdie. Circle 2 for sure. James from downtown.
Ooh, did he know that early in the flight?
Yeah, he was running that in. Missing this birdie kind of felt like it was going to push him out of that run. He said, hold on, I'm not done with this yet. Give me this birdie here. Taking a look at the reaction cam. You can see it fist pumping already before it's in the basket. Fist pump once it's in. He's excited and pumped. That's going to keep him in the race here. Sam now trying not to get big putted from 45. Yes, sir. Cash is
Yes, sir.
Nick also wanting not to be big putted here. Probably 32, 33 feet or so.
Keeping the train going.
And our lead card is showing why they're the lead card here. They are turning it on this back half. See, Nick is on a 3 birdie train. Jeremiah getting back on his birdie train, hopefully, here. He's got 4 out of the last 5.
Since 2015, Great Lakes Disc has been supporting players at all levels, from local leagues and events to professional disc golfers on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Visit GreatLakesDisc.com to learn more.
All right, hole 17, par 3, 173 feet. This kind of main tunnel, you want to throw a forehand into it, something that's going to finish off to the right at the end of its flight. You'll see a lot of people throw overstable discs on anhyzer and then let it dump at the very end. It's very easy to go past this basket. Two inside from Nick. He's going to get knocked down early, and he's going to be well outside circle. Maybe even circles 2 edge for his 2 look. Oh, Jeremiah sailing it past the basket. He's going to have a long putt, but obstructed on the deep end of the basket there. James with an opportunity to potentially take another stroke, keep his back half going.
Oh, no.
Gonna get knocked out. Maybe he'll get another long banger to go. He just made one. Is probably still feeling pretty high from that one. Sam now putting this on anhyzer and got this one deep. Could have used a good tree kick than that one, but doesn't touch anything. Nick now from outside circle 2, but within range for him. And it's going to come up short. He's going to have a tap-in par. James now trying to go 2 for 2 from outside circle 2.
He's going to have that same tap in par. Don't hit your head on the way up.
Jeremiah obstructed. Going to try to put this on an anhyzer and get it pushing into the basket. Great run from him. Just a touch short. You can see his reaction in the background. He thought he had it.
Yeah, Sam with another finger pop and right in, baby.
He is on fire with that finger popping. If he got rid of those 2 bogeys, he'd be really in a clean position right now to be pushing for the lead. He's got to, right now, kind of hope that people kind of make mistakes to give him an opportunity. He's running out of holes. But still fighting for position. 10,000 added cash in this event. There's lots of money to be won here. Birdies matter. All right, now hole 18. Very similar theme here you're going to see in the last couple holes. There's some fair window, fairway that you can hit here. You just need to avoid this leaning tree and straight tree. Once you get past that, have the disc hyzer towards the basket. Early kicks happen a lot. You just got to make sure you scramble and save it if that happens. Sam now with a backhand. And it's going to hit early. Not make too much progress, but hopefully enough for him to be able to get up and down. An uncommon play I think that fits this hole well is a flippy forehand. Kind of shape it into this hole. Cameron Messerschmidt in the practice round tried to do that. Got in a very similar position that Nick just landed in. Not a lot of players throw that shot though, so I think we'll see a lot more backhands than anything else.
Yeah, this being the 5th hardest hole on the course to score on the day, so it's challenging here in the last couple.
Really, I didn't think it would play that difficult, but there is enough danger here. That's a little surprising. Jeremiah hits early. That's going to leave us with James last on the card. Could use this as an opportunity, but hits probably first available tree in the fairway, kicks off to the right, and he's going to have to be scrambling for par. Down to a knee and forehand here.
Oh, weird play off the ground, off of a tree.
He's going to be sitting pretty close to, I think, Nick. I mean, he might be a little in front of him. Circle 2 probably for his par save. Jeremiah in the open here. Just going to pitch a jump putt. Put it under the basket. Great approach from him.
Yeah, he's not risking anything right now.
Yeah, he's in the driver's seat. It's going to be difficult for Nick to potentially even have a putt on this one. I think he's hoping just to keep that 2-stroke lead. Sam scrambling out of the woods, punches through. He's going to have himself a 15-footer for his 3. Nick,
this is where Nick ended up after the drive.
Just enough on the outside edge. Bang.
Ooh.
I think he's feeling the momentum too. See the fist pump here. Very serious demeanor. He's feeling the swing. I think he's really trying to push Jeremiah here, try to see if he can get himself in one more stroke, hopefully, in these last few holes. Oh, just a touch short. You could see it in the flight, and it wasn't going to hold the height it needed to. And that might just end James's run for the win in this event.
Yeah, that's tough. Got a couple routine maintenance shots up here now.
Yeah, he's got to keep his focus, though. As I mentioned, 10,000 added cash, one of the biggest B tiers in the kind of Midwest area this year. There's still hundreds of dollars that are up in stakes, and so he's got to stay focused, still finish strong so he can take as much cash home as he possibly can. Quick update on some of those guys on the chase card. Kevin here on hole 19 on his drive found himself in a bit of trouble. Trying to putt for his birdie, and sure, gets that to stick in. He's at neg 14 with 2 to play. So taking a look at where our lead card is at right now, he is pushing them a little bit. And if he birdies out, they're going to have to shoot really well to keep pace with him. Taking a look at 19, the one he just finished in, 308. Arguably the best hole in the course. I've heard that from a couple players. Tunnel shot the entire way. It's a very fair gap. A little bit of a finish to the right at the very end there. Shapes pretty well for a straight forehand or a slightly flippy mid-range on hyzer. Let it glide the whole way there. Nick's up first. Almost looked like a magnet in his hand. And this looks really clean if it stays straight. And it's going to hyzer a little too much at the end there. He's going to be off the fairway. Basket high, though. Sam now, he's going to go with that forehand, as I mentioned. Try to keep it in the fairway. Ooh, yeah, not keeping it in the line he wants. He's going to kick off to the left side there. See if he has a ability to scramble.
And the tension right now with 3 holes to go.
I wonder how Jeremiah feels a little bit. Oh, no, he kicks off to the left. Just because, psychologically, if they were playing 2 18s, he would have just won. Because Kevin needed the next 19th hole just to
You can't
get to 14.
You can't think like that,
I
man.
don't think you should.
You got to play the track from the front to the end, man. I don't care if you're at the 6-hole local course or the 14-hole church course. It's the start to the end.
Absolutely, you're right. When you're right, you're right. Crazy roll there from James. He was on the left side of the fairway, rolls himself to circle's edge on the right side of the fairway, or the green, I guess. Jeremiah in a tough spot. Needs a good scramble here to save his 3. And that'll do. Toro gets himself inside bullseye. Sam in a very similar position.
It's sneaky with it.
Sit down. Sit down. Very nice. 10, maybe 15 feet for his 3. Nick just
big play right here.
Yeah, he's just trying to sneak away with an extra stroke if he can. Ooh.
Okay, good settle right there.
James with a chance for the solo birdie and a stroke on the card.
Wow, that got you a few extra dollars at the end of the tournament.
Yep, him and Sam are knotted back at neck 12. He taps in his par. 2 holes left to play. Let's see if they can finish strong. Nick's tapping in his par, and Jeremiah will be following shortly after for his as well. Hole 19 is done. We're going to move on to hole 20. Before we take a look at that, Brian, how does hole 20 play in terms of the tournament?
So for hole 20, you have it playing just slightly under par. So we're less than a third of the field got it today.
Okay, so our lead card is going to be looking to, be part of that birdie train here. You could go with a forehand kind of Anheuser flex shot. There is enough space up high to throw kind of a high hyzer as well. Looks like James going with that, trying to throw the Anheuser. Not quite enough angle, but gets a good kiss off the leaf, and he's going to be in circle.
Nothing wrong with a little late kiss to help you out.
Nick now throwing backhand hyzer. Needs to hit something. Does. Very nice.
And you called it, and it did.
Yeah, that's the danger. If you throw hyzer inside of that tree that Nick missed, it can get a big push into the woods on the left, and he's very fortunate to get that kick. I really like this play from Sam. Really high and hyzer, trusting the stability of that disc, and he's going to be 15 feet away from his birdie look. Jeremiah now looks like he's going with the backhand as well. So 2 forehands, 2 backhands. Hopefully 4 birdies. See, this needs to sit down. Ooh. In the woods. Big putt from Jeremiah here as he is outside circle.
We'll settle down.
Just off the top of the basket. You see his reaction. Devastating. He's giving potential for Nick to draw and knot it up. As well as allow players.
Great putt.
Yeah, good from James, but also allow players like Kevin on the chase card to potentially get another stroke. He's got to make this putt. No problem.
Good call. He did.
Now Nick with a big putt. This is a 20-footer, but it's a little nervy. This is to draw him even with Jeremiah. Ooh.
A little high, but it sticks.
Good hyzer angle. Keeps it in the basket. Nick and Sam know each other very well. Nick talking to the camera.
Yeah, I wonder how many rounds, like PDGA sanctioned rounds, Nick and Sam have played together.
That's a great question. I wonder how many that is. Taking a look on hole 21. Kevin, as I mentioned earlier, off the fairway a little bit here, off his drive. It's a par 4, but a birdie really gives him a chance to push the card. He's tied right now with Nick and Jeremiah, so a birdie would force them to need to birdie as well, and his approach shot is going to come up very short. We are back in the open as well. You can see the wind blowing. We're probably back up to 15, 20. Kevin not happy with that approach, leaving him with this 82-footer to even have a chance to push.
You got to run it, though.
Yeah, he has to. He knows he's going to. He also knows his position.
Yes, let's go.
Couldn't script it any better. Big run. Kevin's running, and it's just pure the whole way. Great putt from him.
Man, he just ran like 160 feet. I would be tired.
Yeah, you and me both. Take another look at this one. Strict headwind. You can see it off his jersey. Little flutter initially, stables up. Great angle control, and that is going to find the bottom of the bucket. You can see he is pumped. Gets himself from chase card, catches up a couple strokes, and now forces Nick and Jeremiah to have to birdie to push into a playoff with him. Hole 21, the par 4, 465. To have a great chance at a eagle look, you have to have the perfect backhand on the right side or a roller. Anything that's short of this first tree on top of the hill, as long as it lands around there, should be an up and down for birdie if you land there. Green could be a little tricky for us because there's a rollaway potential, but the wind, really, you need to be close on your second shot. The wind can play big role on these putts. Good rip.
James gets out. That was huge.
Yeah, he's just at the base of that big tree on the top of the hill, so he should be able to see the top of the basket. Nick now going with the straight shot. Doesn't miss that pine tree. He gets kicked early, and that is a problem. Over 300 feet left back to the basket, and Nick may just have accidentally shot himself out of a playoff. Sam is just mashing on this one, and this
Boom.
is great drive from him. He's still outside circle 2, or maybe just inside circle 2, around that edge for his eagle look. Great drive from him. Jeremiah now seeing where Nick landed, just needs to be clean, and does so. He's going to be out in the fairway, should be able to see the basket from that position or close to it, and be in a good spot to get up and down for birdie.
A lot of pressure on Nick from this shot.
Blind basket, 326 to the pin. Gets his zone out, and this is looking really good. Sit down.
Oh my goodness.
15 feet. Couldn't ask for a much better result from that position. And just like that, Nick gets himself in a great spot to be able to push for, be a part of that playoff. And Jeremiah is going to land also pretty close, 15 feet from the basket, to give himself an opportunity to do that as well.
Aim's going to do a little baby run here?
I don't think he meant to run that. It definitely had a little pop when it came out of his hand. I think if it was high, it would have been in danger of going OB, but I think he's just trying to keep it close. I think him and Sam both know that losing a stroke here at the very end, knowing where they stand, it's quite a bit of money they're potentially risking or gaining. You see Sam didn't even try to run that. Just going to accept the...
Well, now that we've seen Sam throw it under, shout out to Sean Goddard, I believe, who is the only eagle on the hole today.
Wow, that's sick. Okay, Jeremiah secures his place into the playoff at neg 16. Nick Gill and Cam Messerschmidt in the practice round talked about being neg 20 would win it. They were absolutely correct. That would have won it and then some. Nick gets his and secures his position into the playoff as well. A couple final tap-ins from Sam. We'll get this round wrapped up for our lead card. Great showing from our lead card on the back half here. Just a lot of birdies, a lot of action, good putts. TD's going to come over and talk to the guys and get that set up. And while he does that, let's take a look at our scores from our lead card. Nick and Jeremiah both at neg 16, keeping it clean. James and Sam couldn't keep it quite clean. Might have held them back from being able to be a part of that group, but still strong finishes in the top 5 for both of them. And now we're down to our final 3, Kevin, Nick, and Jeremiah, with opportunities to walk away with a big prize here in the 10,000 added cash for this B tier.
Going to overtime, kids.
Absolutely. And normally you see playoffs happen a 3 or 4 hole loop. This will be playing the course as normal. So if they tie this hole, they'll push on a hole 2 and 3 and play the course again if needed. Hole 1, again, that 418 foot par 3. You hang it up over the road. We saw from our lead card, it was a bunch of pars. It's quite difficult to land real close to the basket without just a perfect drive. And through the processes, the PDJ has determined Kevin is going to be the first to tee off here.
Whoa.
Closest we've seen on coverage today. I mean, my thought there watching that disc land was that could have been the winning drive. Gets himself well inside circle for a birdie look. Nick on Heiser and
Okay.
must have heard what I thought, because he decided to get himself even closer, almost a guaranteed birdie from there. That's going to force Jeremiah to hopefully get close as well. Good line.
Yeah.
Okay, all in the circle. We have a chance to push.
You like going first on the tee box in overtime, or would you rather go second?
I'm a big info guy. I'd rather see information and then execute. I like the pressure of that, but I would just kind of accept the role however it would happen. But I'd prefer probably to be last on that card. Kevin, from 20 to 25 feet, first birdie to push guaranteed at worst into hole 2.
Oh, no.
And he knew it right out of his hand. He leaned down. He knew it was going to be low. Little elevated basket from his position sitting on top of that hill. Not going to walk away with a birdie there. Oh, no. Jeremiah also hanging out wide. You can see his reaction, that just didn't have a chance. And these two guys unable to get their putts to go. He's going to give Nick the win.
What a fighter round from Nick. Had a kind of rough first 10. Really locked it in on the back. That was great.
Champion of the 2024 Blackjack Open presented by Dynamic Discs, Nicholas Gill. Thank you. Thank you.
Great finish. As you mentioned, he just really turned it on in the back 9, kept it clean, and was able to get that, just a perfect drive on the playoff hole in order to get himself walking away with the win here. Congrats to Nick, and to Kevin and all the other guys for competing and finishing really well here. If you haven't already, please think about liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, getting more information when we release new content. Brian, it has been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you guys at the next event.